Hello, ladies and gents, nerd and nerdettes, and everyone else. Thanks for checking out this video. Apologies for having it being a little delayed. I really wanted to put some really good time into Titanfall before I kind of reviewed it and done rather than a knee-jerk review of the game. I thought, put some time into it and, give it a good extensive playthrough and just see, learn all the ins and outs of the game. At the time of the recording, I am a third generation pilot, so that essentially means I've prestiged 3 times already. So I think I've put a fair amount of time into the game. And this will be my impressions on the game and, what do I think of the game and, is it worth your money and how does it play? So first things first, I'll tell you what you get when you get the game. Okay, so when you buy the game, it's around £40 to £50. I got it for about £40 online, not too bad. You get just essentially just the multiplayer of the game. Like there's no co-op mode in terms of do you have anything like zombie mode or any kind of survival or wave-based mode. You don't get that. You don't have a campaign in the traditional sense of a solitary single player. You don't have that. What you have is campaign multiplayer, which is basically story segments of the multiplayer, but you play against other people and it kind of briefly tells you the story on how it's going. Like in this introduction you see, I really do like this intro, I think it's one of the last levels of the militia campaign and it's really epic and the set pieces are really great and it really gets you pumped for the multiplayer. But in terms of the overall story, there wasn't really much there. I don't really know much about what was going on in the story. It wasn't really engaging in a narrative point of view, but the set pieces were engaging. I thought they were quite great. So it's kind of a bummer that it's kind of a really really slimmed down package. But the saying that comes to me is that sticks out for this game is less is more, and and you'll see why I'll say that again later on in the video. But the multiplayer for this game is fantastic. It is really, really good. At least for me, I really enjoy it. It's fast-paced, it's really smooth, responsive, and it's just fun to play. I haven't had so much fun just playing a shooter in a good while. I play other shooters like Battlefield and Halo, but those games kind of scratch a different kind of itch for me. Battlefield's more large-scale, open warfare, destructibility, huge maps, huge players, really tactical and teamwork-orientated, and I love Battlefield for that, and I always will. But then you got Halo, which is more focused on infantry, gunplay, skill gameplay. Just because someone gets a shot on you the first time doesn't necessarily mean they'll win. Halo rewards very skillful gameplay, and I love Halo for that. And up until probably Modern Warfare 3, I was quite a fairly big Call of Duty fan. I really enjoyed Call of Duty, but once Modern Warfare 3 came out, the game just didn't do it for me anymore. I thought it was rubbish, and then Black Ops 2 I wasn't really feeling, even though I personally thought Black Ops 1 was the best one. And I played Ghost as well on Xbox One. I just wasn't really impressed, so I was just I don't really have a game that feeds my Twitch shooter, easy to play kind of itch anymore. So this is what Titanfall fixes for me. Titanfall fixes that edge for me and gives me that fix that I really needed and I used to love so much. Now, for those of you that don't know, Titanfall is only available on the Xbox One and PC and Xbox 360. So sorry, PlayStation gamers, it sucks that you guys don't get to enjoy this game. But it is, I'm pretty sure it will come out to PS4 at some point or another. This is EA we're talking about. It's probably a timed exclusive. And I hope you guys get to enjoy it. It's a great game, a great shooter. And it'll probably run really well on PS4 as well. It runs great on Xbox One. It'll probably run even better on PS4. Now, for those of you who don't know, Titanfall is made by the former guys of Infinity Ward. The 2 former head studio guys, Vince Zampella and I forget the other guy's name. But they broke off from Activision and left Infinity Ward with a large member of the original Infinity Ward team. So this is the guys who brought you Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. Arguably the more popular COD games. They went with EA and became Respawn Entertainment, and this is what they've been working on since then. Titanfall. Now, let's get the similarities out of the way. Yes, this plays like Call of Duty in terms of it's fast-paced. Quick, easy to pick up and play. You can, it's really fast, fluid, and the time to kill is quite similar to Call of Duty as well. But what differentiates this from Call of Duty is the parkour elements. You're very mobile. You can wall run, wall climb, just traverse the environment so quickly and so fluidly and so easily as well. It's just like, wow, so easy to do. And that's what changes it from Call of Duty. Like, there's a lot of verticality to the game, and it's just really enjoyable, and I love it. It's really refreshing, and it hasn't been a while. Like, the only other kind of first-person shooter game I know that, has really good parkour elements is kind of Mirror's Edge, but that's more of a, like, it's not really a shooter per se. So it's good that Titanfall has this. Now, the pilot gameplay, it's really fast-paced, it's fluid, it's quick. You can go all over the place. But when you're in a Titan, the gameplay is completely different. Now, let me explain a little bit about how the Titans work. The Titans, the way this game basically works is David versus Goliath. That is I think the philosophy of how they went to design this game. Now, when you're in a Titan, you're still quite mobile, actually, for mech gameplay, and I have to give credit where it's due. They really nailed the mech gameplay. You don't feel so slow and cumbersome, but, you're not too fast either. Like, it's a right good mix. Now, how it works is everyone, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a timer there. Everyone has access to a Titan. You will get a Titan eventually, but what happens is, for those of you who kill other enemy players who are called pilots, or if you kill the bots, you will get a time taken off how quick your Titan is made to get built. Now, as you can see, there's a really bad fail on my behalf. God, I can't believe I messed that up. But anyway, back to the thing. Yeah, you kill more players and bots, your Titan timer will go down quicker, and you'll get your Titan quicker than everyone else. Now, I'm not opposed to this idea, but at the same time, I kind of am. It's like, after a while, it does get a bit much when even the worst of players kind of gets a Titan, and I'm more of a, skill-based reward for this game. But at the same time, I don't really want it to become Call of Duty, where, it becomes a kill streak and people camp, and then it just gets really stale, and it doesn't keep the gameplay moving, and I didn't really want that. So I don't know, it's just kind of a hard one to say, but it's cool in a way that everyone can experience a Titan, so I suppose that's bonus points for them. Now, what I do with the Titan here, because obviously I'm only a level 13 or 14 here, I only have access to the Atlas Titan. So what I do here is, because we're playing hardpoint domination, some of you may say, oh, this gameplay is really campy, but I think of it as defending the objective and, playing to win, and that's what I want to do at the end of the day. So I literally stay at B and I defend B, and in the end I go 28-5 in this gameplay. 28 pilot kills, I think 3 Titan kills, and a lot of bot kills, but, because of me defending B, we won this game. Now, like I said about the Titans, there's 3 different Titans. You have the Atlas, which is the one I'm using right now, which is the more versatile Titan out of the bunch, and then you have the Strider, which is the mobility Titan, the quick and fast Titan, and then I have and then there's the Ogre Titan, which is the tanky, heavy, powerful Titan. Now, each Titan has their own special abilities unique to them. So the Atlas has a damage core, which basically lets it do double damage for a brief moment of time, and that's really good against pilots and other Titans in combat, so that's really good. You have the Ogre Titan, which ability is the shield core. It basically gives it double shields, and basically just makes the Ogre, which is already really durable, even more so. Then you have the Strider, which is special ability is the dash core, which basically gives it infinite dash cores. So literally that will be the fastest thing in the game when you're in the Strider. You will move and dance circles around everyone. So that's really good. Now, how the Titans work is they're quite powerful, but they're also quite vulnerable at the same time. So it's like, the best way I can describe it is, if you use a tank in Battlefield, while it's a dangerous thing to fight on its own, it will do damage if it's left unchecked. It also needs the support of possibly other Titans and infantry. You're susceptible to infantry just like the infantry is susceptible to you. Pilots can use anti-Titan weapons, which everyone has always. Other Titans are a threat to you as well, and pilots who might not be using anti-Titan weapons but want to board you and rodeo you. And what happens is, when you rodeo a Titan, you can shoot into its internal systems, which negates the shield and attacks its direct health. And depending on which Titan you use, it can either go down quite quickly or quite slowly. Now, there's ways to counter this in the Titan, obviously. There's always a counter to everything in this game. If you use electric smoke and pop that, it does damage over pilots over time, and it will kill them quite quickly. Or you can do what I'd like to do sometimes, is get out and just get them off you straight away. You can do that. Or if you have an enemy, or if the infantry see that there's a Titan on you, they can shoot it off. Or if another Titan sees it, they can actually shoot them or punch them off you. So there's always ways to get around it. But what I'm trying to say is you need to play smart with the Titan. Just because you're in a giant robot doesn't mean you're suddenly invincible at the moment. You can get taken out very quickly. I mean, in some instances, I've called in my Titan at a really bad place and lose it almost straight away. But when I play smart and use cover to my advantage and everything else, I can stay in a Titan the entire game if I'm clever and smart enough to do that. So it really does depend. Like, you need to be smart and use your surroundings and your environment to take the enemy pilots and Titans out. And that's what I like about the game. And that way, it kind of does reward you for being smart and skillful. Now, as you can see, the damage core, I just shredded that Titan apart instantly, hit it in the critical areas, which is the red bits. Now, for those of you who don't really want to be in the Titan, you can set your Titan to guard mode or follow mode, which will basically just follow you around like your own bodyguard kind of. But I don't really like doing it. I don't find the Titan as effective when it's left to the AI because the AI isn't really too great. But if you just want to stick to infantry combat, you can do that. I know some people that only call in your Titans and use them as support rather than a main, offensive weapon. And if that works for you, by all means, go for it. All about player choice here. Now, what else can we talk about really? Let's talk about the performance. The game runs beautifully. It's solid 60 frames a second. I have never had any dips in the game. And the connections, oh god, perfect. Like, there's literally, because I think it uses dedicated servers, it just runs beautifully. Like, there's no, been no instances. I mean, it happens sometimes, but very, very rarely. Where I get shot around the corner, I'm like, oh, what the hell? But most of the time the hit detection is great, and that's more down to the netcode and the source engine as well. And it just, performance wise, it's great. Really great game. The thing I'm kind of disappointed on is it's only 6v6. Like, it works well, but I would have liked to seen it go maybe 9v9 or even 10v10. I think that would have been quite good, just a bit more. Like, there's always things to shoot at because of the bots. And other Titans and things like that. Like, it's never a dull moment in the game, but just having a bit more players to fight against, I think, would have been quite cool. But it is what it is. It does work well around it. Now, obviously, I'm not asking for 64 players at Battlefield. That would be ridiculous. God, 64 Titans would be crazy. But that's a little disappointing. But it's not a deal breaker. The game's still really freaking fun. Now, graphically, the game is great. It looks really nice. Is it the best looking game ever? No. Is it the worst looking game ever? No. Does it look great? Yeah. I mean, the artists at Respawn, you got to give them credit, man. The game looks beautiful. It looks really nice and sharp, great, vibrant colours. It's not a very dreary looking FPS. There's not a lot of browns and just dull palette. I mean, I know on this map there's a lot of browns, but inside the interior or the background or anything like that, it looks really nice and sharp and it pops out. I mean, the source engine's old, but it is great engine. I mean, it's used for some of the best shooters, for competitive gameplay. Great netcode, great hit detection, really runs solid and really well. It's a great running game. Now, the bots, some people aren't really too happy about. People say, oh, this isn't really a YouTube worthy game, or it's too easy. And to them I say, dude, seriously, not every game has to be super competitive and has to have professional backing behind it. It's a fun game, and at the end of the day, that's all that should matter. It's a fun game to play, and it's really damn enjoyable. And that's what it is. Titanfall is a freaking enjoyable game to play, and I love it. So yeah, that's good. Is it too easy? Yeah, yes and no. I mean, some aspects of it are quite difficult, like being a really good Titan pilot and mastering the parkour. But it's not difficult enough to the point where it puts off newcomers or people who just want to jump in and have some fun. It's a good mix of the two. Now, the thing I'm kind of not annoyed about, but a bit disappointed about is, the game doesn't really have a single player campaign, and I do believe £40 is a bit too much for the game. I think if they sold it at around 30, that would have been a bit easier to swallow down, and I don't think it would have really had an impact on the sales too much, but I don't know, I suppose EA's kind of relying on the whole, it's made by the former Call of Duty developers, and if people see that, they will run out and buy it, and I think that so far the game has sold really well. Is it the killer app that the Xbox One needed? In some ways, yeah. I mean, I think this game is what the Xbox One needed. It's a great game, it's a great exclusive, and I would say, yeah, it's worth having an Xbox One for, but if you've got a really good solid PC, by all means get it on PC. It will probably run better and it will look better. But if you only have an Xbox One and you've been needing that one game to be like, oh, you know what, I need a really good killer app, this is the one for you. Is it as big as Halo Combat Evolved as it was for the original Xbox? Probably not. But is it still a damn good game in its own right? Hell yeah, this game is great. I mean, it's just, I can't stress this enough. It is a fun game and a really, really enjoyable game. And that's what I love about it. So that's really good. And I like that. I mean, it sucks that it's not on PS4, but, you know, what can you do? So, I mean, overall, I'd give the game a good, you know, a good 10 out of 10. I think it, not 10 out of 10, what I'm talking about. I'd give the game a good 8 out of 10. It's an enjoyable game, really worthwhile buying it. I don't have a problem buying it and thinking it's a waste or anything like that. I think it's a great game. And, you know, for those of you who are looking for a good shooter that don't really want to play Call of Duty and have an Xbox One or a PC, don't look any further than Titanfall. Great game. I think it will be a really successful franchise for EA, and I think they really did well on this. So overall, I give Titanfall 8 out of 10. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoy it, and I will catch you guys later. Take care, and I'll be back for some more Titanfall videos. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.